yang berhormat, my fellow panelists, rakan-rakan sekalian, rakan-rakan media, selamat sejahtera, and a very good evening to all of you. As introduced, thank you YB Lawingson for the invitation here. As introduced, my name is Tricia Yeoh. I am currently working in the Select Menteri Besar's office. That is Tan Sri Khalid Ibrahim. He's not here today, but I am. You know, when I'm called to speak at forums, I think I usually make up 2 out of 3 quotas, and I think the same is of tonight. I'm here perhaps to make up for the woman quota and for the youth quota as well, but it's okay, I accept the challenge. The topic given to me was, what is my ideal Malaysian future? It sounds a bit like a Petronas advertisement, doesn't it? But let's really think about it. 1969 to 2009, 40 years. This is a historical moment. 40 years ago, people were fighting on the streets, but 40 years. Are we any better of it, for it? My answer, perhaps I represent the very idealistic notions of youth today, but my answer is, of course we are. Look at us. Look at you. I see, standing here, I see a sea of faces, a sea of races, sitting beside each other. Look at each one of you. Look beside you. Look at all of us sitting on the panel here. And be conscious of it. As mentioned by several of the panelists before, you know, May 13, 1969 has always been used for political reasons. We've always been told that it's opened up a can of worms that was never quite closed. It has left wounds that were left festering beneath the veneer and skin of this illusionary unity that we call Malaysia. And to my mind, the policies that were used to correct the situation actually made it worse. What happened in 1971 was the introduction of a policy which unfortunately led to the demise of, I think, our social fabric. Not just the policy itself, but the abuse of the policy, such that only certain people eventually were the recipients of the financial wealth of the country. So what have we had for 40 years really? We had cosmetic surgery. Very cosmetic, you know, trying to address the little wounds at the top. But have we really addressed the deep, festered wounds at the bottom? We are also told that, you know, speaking the truth is very uncomfortable, it's messy. Look at what we have today. It's a gut-wrenching period for Malaysia. It's messy, ugly, dirty. I agree that it is messy. I agree that what happened in Perak, which has been mentioned by many of the speakers, has made us question what it is to be Malaysian. And to my mind, what happened in Perak was the epitome of all that is institutionally wrong with the country. Many times we try, and all these political analysts will try and analyze the situation or institutions and this and that. And it's difficult for the public to understand it. But Perak actually gave Pakatan Rakyat a big gift. It's a present actually. Because it made the public understand in one simple package what is
think for those who are sitting in front, maybe you can move further up. Bolehlah cik-cik, tuan-tuan, puan-puan dulu lah. Depan sikit. Kita di sini tak ada besar-besar. Dan cepat ada kosong boleh dulu lah. Supaya kali-kali kita agak selesa sikit. Saya minta semua kita semangat boleh berbicara dengan sudah sesekap. Okey, are you comfortable? Okay, thank you. Sorry for that. Any question, please?
Rasa selesa tak semua orang? Maybe our friends can encourage those of us who are sitting down on the floor. Let's encourage them. So, I was thinking long and hard about what it is that I really want for this country, Malaysia. I came to the word freedoms. Somebody wrote a book titled The Long Walk to Freedom. Anyone knows who wrote that book? It's not Zamri, by the way. He might think that he wrote the book, but in fact it was Nelson Mandela. Now, I think it's a little bit sad that we constantly look to heroes outside the country, but I just want to quote something from his book. He said, "I climbed a mountain with many more mountains to climb. I climbed a mountain with many more mountains to climb." There's a saying that members of Pakatan Rakyat always use. Every time a blow comes to you, every time a blow hits at you, the response is, lawan tetap lawan. Betul tak? So let's remember that in every mountain that we climb, there's always another one to climb. And there's always hope at the end. So coming back to my thesis, I'm talking about freedoms. Freedom, kebebasan. Apa itu kebebasan? We were supposed to have some sort of freedom when we celebrated Merdeka, isn't it? 1957. But was that really freedom? Did that really happen? We can debate about that later during the question and answer session. But again, my understanding of it was that much of what we have celebrated before was really a fallacy.